Hello, and welcome to today's subscriber contract, or should I say 6 subscriber contracts in one, and they are one and done and have been supplied to us today by Tear Kitties. So there are 6 contracts here with each map of Hitman 1, starting with Paris and working our way through to Hokkaido. So these contracts are speedrun-ish, or speedrun-esque, should I say. So for Paris, we have one target and 1 minute 14 seconds with which to deal with them. So we're going to make our way straight through the park on our right over to the shed by the car park. And our target is about to make their way into the shed. We're going to grab the lead pipe from just outside the back here and throw it through the window at the propane cylinder, and that will get the attention of our target, and when they go over to investigate, we can detonate the propane cylinder and make good our escape. And we are 20 seconds left, so we should be able to do this with plenty of time left on the clock. We're going to head for the nearest available safe exit, which is the car park exit, and we can then move on to Sapienza. Once we get confirmation our target and our objectives have all been met and dealt with accordingly, and we got our first silent assassin rating. So next map on the list is Sapienza, and here we also have just the one target, and we also have a very tight time limit. So we are going to be starting down in the labs, and our target is down here with us. So right from the start and off the bat, we're going to stop looking through that microscope like we know what we're looking at. We're going to select an exploding proximity ducky, and we're going to make our way into the umbilical cord that leads to the virus. We're going to drop our ducky just here, and then we're going to run for the exit. So our target's going to be coming through the umbilical any second now. They're going to walk within range of our little ducky. They will blow themselves to bits. There they go. And we are already well on our way towards the exit, with just over or just under 20 seconds to go. So 2 down in quick succession, and of course once we get confirmation that our target and all of our objectives have been met and dealt with, and we get our second silent assassin rating, we can move off to the next map on the list, which is Marrakesh. So for Marrakesh, just like with the previous 2 maps, we have one target, although this time around we do not have a strict time limit. And for this one, I am going to abandon the rapid fire method. Kitties did teach me a nice little technique with which to do this, but I still haven't quite mastered it and am struggling to pull it off reliably. So we're going to resort back to a slower method, and we're just going to throw our emetic gas grenade at our target there. Now there is a guard in the room, and the technique I am currently in the process of learning is to knock out the target and shoot them in the head, making use of a little glitch that will count them as unconscious even though they are very much not alive. So they're going to go to the toilets, and we're just going to wait for the enforcer janitor to move away before we join them in the toilet, and we give them a nice refreshing cold drink. So at this point we would already be well on our way to the exit if we tried the other technique, but as mentioned, I'm not quite competent at it just yet, but I'm sure I will get better with practice. So once our target has been dealt with, we have only one exit available to us, so we need to go and get the consulate car keys from downstairs, and we're going to make our way into the corner office grab the keys and make our way down into the underground car park. And this is where I encounter a small problem, as during my practice runs I was able to make it pretty much straight to the vehicle, but for some reason this time round nobody wants to play ball and I'm being spotted from all different directions. And when I throw this propane cylinder to distract everybody, everybody looks straight in my direction, and I do mean everybody. So getting past all of these guys was a bit of a hassle, but we managed to do it just about. So 3 maps down with 3 more to go, and once we get confirmation that our target and all of our objectives have been met for Marrakesh, and we get our 3rd silent assassin rating, we can then move off to map number 4, where we will have a nice easy time of it. So next up, of course, we are off to Bangkok, and again we have just the 1 target available to us, and we have to drop an item on their head for the objective. So for this one, again, Kitties was showing me a rather fast technique, but I am not able to pull that one off at all. So I have a slightly slower but equally effective technique. So we're going to make our way straight out of the 47 suite and out onto the atrium roof. We're going to take out the camera above the door, and if we shoot roughly about there underneath that pile of coconuts, if we've done this right, our target will come over to investigate and we can drop the coconuts on their head. Now that did take me a number of attempts just trying to get the first shot to land in the right place. If you get it wrong, your target will just panic and run away. But we did manage to get it right, and we can now make good our escape, and the nearest available safe exit for us this time round is the pier exit, so that's where we're going to head off to. So once again off into the sunset with our full, I believe now, silent assassin, once we get confirmation that our target and our objectives have all been met once again. So for our penultimate map, we are off to the dreaded Colorado, although I don't find it that particularly daunting myself. I quite enjoy Colorado, but I know that many people don't like it. So here we have a little bit of a change. We have 3 targets this time round, and again we're going to utilize a slight speed running technique here, although I'm not going to use it to its fullest. So before we get going, I'm going to go and grab myself a propane cylinder, and this is mostly because I am such a terrible shot. I can't pull off some of the shots required for this, so the propane will just make things that little bit easier. So once we have the propane cylinder, we're going to make our way over to the water tower and our 2 targets located just outside of the compound. So the original intention of this particular contract is that we can snipe all 3 of our targets. As mentioned, I am not that good of a shot, so we're going to do things a little bit differently. So we're going to place our propane cylinder on top of the oil drum, which will make for a better target, and then we're going to drop a proximity taser into this puddle right here. So this is our target. He's going to make his way past us. He's going to lean on a bit of fencing, and then he's going to head back, and that will give us just enough time to drop the taser into the puddle and make our way up to the water tower and retrieve our sniping rifle. And then from here we will be able to deal with our other 2 targets rather easily. So I have seen Kitties do this. He has his own video out on this. So there goes our target number 1, shocking himself out of existence. We're going to grab the sniping rifle, and when his colleague goes over to investigate, he will run past that oil drum, and when he does, we are going to detonate the propane cylinder. So I'm just going to get one bullet hole in it nice and early so it's leaking. Our target has spotted his colleague and he is about to go running over, and when he gets nice and close to the oil drum, we are going to blow it up. Although I don't actually think he spotted his colleague that time round. So for our final target, they are located over by the greenhouse, and if we aim very carefully we can just see a plug socket, and that plug socket is in a puddle. So if we shoot that with our sniping rifle, that will get the attention of our third and final target, and they will wander over and they will have a shockingly bad day themselves. Unfortunately, the greenhouse was blocking most of our view of that one. So with 3 targets down, all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape, and the nearest available safe exit once again is the boat exit. So once we get out of this swamp, we can get confirmation once again that we are 5 for 5 on our targets and our silent assassin ratings. So next up, we are off to our final map of the contract, and that is Hokkaido. And again, if you are quick enough and you are an accurate enough shot, I've seen this done in 30 seconds. I am not nearly that quick. I think it takes me about 2 minutes. So here we have 2 targets, both very easy if you can get your timing and your accuracy just right. So I cannot do that, so once again I've brought a sniping rifle with me to assist me, but you can just make your way straight up the stairs, and if you look over at the sushi bar restaurant, you can see our first target moving into position, and all we're going to do is drop the light fitting straight down on their head. I've seen Tikittis do this whilst moving, running away in the opposite direction. And once target 1 is down, we can start making our way to the one and only exit, which is the mountain pass exit. And this is where things would keep going wrong for me, because I would make both of these gentlemen fall fast asleep, but as the location of our target is right on the edge, every time I shot him with the tranquilizer, he would fall asleep and fall off of the cliff, but he would not end up dying, and we could not do anything about it. So I've decided to leave him awake, and we're just going to get into a good old-fashioned fist fight with him, and then give him a nice gentle neck massage before heading for the final exit of the contract. So there we go, 6 contracts in one, and taking about the same amount of time as it would take me to do one normal trending contract. So we have confirmation our final targets have been dealt with according to plan, and we get our 6th and final silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.